Hi everyone and welcome to today's card creation. Today's card creation is part of my Paper Roses design team. I've played with this gorgeous silhouette. It's Christmassy, but I reckon you could get away with using this stamp set, the Winter Tree stamp set, throughout the year. So depending where you are. They've also got some beautiful font of Merry Christmas. I've got some Catherine Puller inks and some blending brushes. This is the colour palette I'm using today. Very non-traditional, I get it. I've also got Paper Roses stitch circles and some ultra smooth wide cardstock. The Catherine Puller inks and the ink blending works really well for this, as well as the waffle flower sticky mat. Now this is the second time I've used this mat. I am road testing this. So far so good. I have enjoyed that I can put a 5x7 panel on it and a normal Australian A2 size cardstock. So I have got this 5x7 panel. I love that it sticks to my grid mat, like it takes a lot of force. The cardstock also has good adheres really well to it without like causing any issues. I'm going to use the second largest stitch circle die, and I'm using this as a guide and template. What I really want to do is create a silhouette. It's not something I've done. I may have done it once or twice before, but I haven't done it for a very long time. And I saw this color combination and I thought this looks really cool to try on a non-traditional Christmas card. So as you can see with my Catherine Puller ink pats, I actually re-inked them first to get some really good saturation. I would like to get as much ink on this as possible. My ink blending, you will see, is not perfect. However, by the time I blend it, use the blending brush, use this cardstock, it really didn't need that much effort or elbow grease from me, and I really like the end result, which you'll see at the end how well I really didn't need to concentrate too much on my ink blending. This just really took well. The color combo, the ink combo and the paper just worked so seamlessly together. So what I've got here is the Pixie Dust ink first and a purple blending brush, and I'm just kind of using this as a guide the whole time, my die that is, and I'll work my way into the Pixie Dust. It's a girl, and you can see how heavily saturated that was. I'm actually not overly worried. You'll see that it works out so well. And then I flip to the tiara, and then I just will work back with the colors, all three colors, until I'm kind of happy with a somewhat ink blended look. Now don't forget, I'm actually going to cover half of this image with a solid black ink over this, so that's why I'm not too phased and I'm happy with the result. So I work my way around. I realized that I wanted to apply a little bit more heavier on the Pixie Dust around the outer edges a little bit more. Now I'm going to die cut this, and I'm using my Spellbinders tape. I only really need a little bit. You can see I don't overly go like obsessive with it. Now I've got to peel this off. Because it's so new and fresh, it actually peeled the cardstock off. Just kind of curled it a little bit, but I wasn't overly phased with that. I'm happy with this end result. And then what I'm also going to do, this same mat goes into your Misty. So I took out the black foam, that insert of the Misty, and I put the this one in. Now I know it's made for it, but I was just so pleasantly surprised how snug it was. It's also great then, so you can multiple stamp in it. So what I also thought of when I was looking at this is you can actually do probably mirror stamping on this too. Has anyone done that? I haven't seen it yet. How cool. And I'm just going to place this over, so it's going to catch on the door of the Misty. It'll slightly adhere down, like, stick to the actual piece here, which I'll peel off. Now, these are my two main black inks that I use, the VersaFine Claire Nocturne and then the Altenew Obsidian. Either or, they both leave really crisp black solid images. Like, it is so, these two, my favorite inks. So I'm going to, well, I chose the VersaFine, and then I'm just going to make sure I get a lot of the ink on here, and I will make sure I close the door of this MISTI and use look at my ladybug stamp. This is an Australian lady who's made this. I've shared it on my Instagram, and it's just so super cute. It's like a pressure tool kind of thing. And I had a little bit of a black gap there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to restamp, and because I've used the MISTI plus that grip mat, like everything's like crisp and stamped perfectly. Why I had a little gap, as I pointed out just then, is that I had a little air bubble in that stamp, so that's why. And look how dark that is. So super cool. Loved that result. So I'm going to set my MISTI aside, because the last thing I didn't want to clean this up straight away. I chose to clean that up after filming. I was really happy with the result. And then what I've got is this Zig Writer marker, and it is like a black pigment ink, so it's great for multi-purpose use, and it's got like a thick nib and also like a really fine tip nib. I use the fine tip nib to continue on that kind of like snowflakey kind of falling look to go towards the top of the circle. I thought this turned out really well, and I just continued that kind of format throughout the whole top part of the stitched die cut. And then I used a thicker nib on little bits that I thought maybe it needed an extra filling. To be honest, that ink really captured this. I didn't feel like I needed to fill in any bits. It's just me being over the top, to be honest. Alright, now I have die cut the same circle size 4 times to give it more like a thick ephemera type of feel. Like a wood veneer even type of feel, that thickness of cardstock. And then that way it pops off the square card front really easily. Now from that same Winter Trees stamp set, I got a Merry Christmas sentiment as well, and made sure that I was going to apply that to the bottom. Once I adhered this circle panel on, what I should have done in hindsight is probably stamp the sentiment first, just in case, I went a bit heavy or missed it, or, like I should have been a little bit more cautious, but I wasn't. And I adhered that down first. So that's why I pulled my MISTI back out to stamp that sentiment. So therefore, if I needed to restamp, I had that kind of flexibility to do that. So I did that offline, didn't realize I didn't film it, but that's it. It was pretty quick and easy, this card creation. I hope you like it. Something so non-traditional color palette for me. So have you tried different color palettes? Let me know what color palettes you play with for a non-traditional card. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.